What's up?
Did you see that Spider-Man ad for the collector's edition?
I didn't click on it, but the context clues imply that somewhere Sony is advertising that you need to prepare yourself for 19 inches of Venom.
Quote, treat yourself to 19 inches of Venom and more with Marvel Spider-Man 2 collector's edition. Like, they mean the statue. The statue.
I mean, like, the human body literally cannot.
That's not true, and you know it.
Mr. Hands.
Yeah. I mean, he died, but he didn't die the other times. We know about him because he died, but if he hadn't died, he'd still be doing it until he died.
Well, he went out asking if the horse got off, you know? So selfless to the end.
No, that.
Mm-hmm.
That's no, that's not.
Oh. Okay. You see, you don't get to approach the wall, and then when I push it over, you don't go. I don't like what's behind that wall. I'm leaving. Well, then why did you?
That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm like, I disagree.
Oh, I
that
see.
being a selfless act.
I see. Right.
I think that's actually just
no
an even more selfish act.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you zoom out,
I can't die without this horse come. Please don't let me die.
I mean, look, in the context of animal abuse, you know. Anyways, hey.
I think the animal was the one doing the abusing on that one.
Okay, can we just back up a little bit and go back to the segue?
Don't want? Oh, now we're too close to the wall?
I had a segue that I was gonna use, but then we had to stop off at Mr. Hands. So now everyone who's a brand new listener who hasn't been around needs to learn about the dude who got fucked to death by a horse with a penis that was probably at least 19 inches or so. I don't know the length, of course, but if we're talking about Venom being 19 inches and this guy was able to, you know, then...
Yeah, but Venom's got all that symbiote pulsing shit. I bet that's way safer. I didn't need to do the hand thing. Why did I... Oh. Like, that didn't need a visual... All right.
You know, all right, okay, all right. Like you know how Venom kind of comes around and then there's the mouth and it like it changes the mouth to look like the symbiote.
Yeah, that means it can fit anything.
Does that apply universally?
Yeah.
Anywhere on the body? Can you just?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, you know, what are the logistics? No. You know what? What if we don't move on?
Yeah,
What if we sat here in it?
Ahead.
What if we sat here in it and tried to discuss and figure out exactly what 19 inches of Venom might be like?
Do you think that Venom would be able to help people out with the egg retrieval part of in vitro fertilization by just like reaching on in there and just like grabbing it with his little Venom hand coming off of, like the dick?
Well, he is a lethal protector.
What does that mean? How's that?
Venom.
How does that fit at all?
Venom, lethal protector, after all. You know? So, who's to say what he's protecting you from, right? It's contextual. I would prefer 19 inches of Venom to 19 inches of Carnage. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, I think everybody would, except for the people that disagree and they're freaks. Don't talk.
You know, do you want? What if you had to deal with 19 inches of phage?
Okay, well We've gone outside the bounds of what I even know we're talking about.
Oh, we're hitting symbiotes, baby. We're talking.
No, I don't. I literally, is that a symbiote?
Separation anxiety.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, that's fine.
If it's not in that Spider-Man cartoon show, I don't fucking know nothing about that.
Well, fortunately for you, I don't need you to know. I just need you to sit there and take it while I write down the title of the episode.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. Say Phage? Like
Phage.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, dude. I mean, there are. When it comes
There's
to
a lot now.
When it comes to, like, you know how the Clone Saga was full of bullshit.
I see. I don't know anything about the Clone Saga other than it was full of bullshit.
Okay, well, when you get into the B tier symbiotes, fucking Riot and Lasher, Agony. I mean,
dude, that just looks just like Carnage.
But nah, they're different though.
It's different.
Nah, it's different.
That looks exactly the same as Carnage.
No. Shut up. It's different.
Okay.
Remember that time that remember that time that Marvel came up with a villain for Spider-Man that was like really cool because it used to be the suit he was wearing, except it was on a different character, and now it's like anti-Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's correct.
What if we kept doing that?
How many times can you do that?
Well, we did it again, and we got Carnage, and that was pretty cool because that was the wild one.
But that's not what happened. So that was Venom's baby.
Yeah, but then what if we just kept doing it?
So wait, is Phage from Carnage's baby, or like?
You know what? I'm not gonna answer that because I don't fucking know.
You just said they just did it again. So how do they do it?
They were all the fucking rejects came from somewhere. I don't know where they came from. Venom, maybe? I don't know. Who cares? They suck.
Phage, Venom, where?
I remember there was an issue of Pregnant Venom where it was pretty good. There was a Pregnant Venom issue that was pretty good that I liked because the symbiote was like, we need Peter Parker because he had the best adrenaline, and we need your adrenaline to allow our babies to exist. And Peter's like, get the fuck away from me. And I was like, damn, that angry suit is preggers and real mad.
Oh, okay, so yeah, no, Phage is one of Venom's forcible babies that the Life Foundation stole from Venom's symbiote balls after they were afraid of the mutual assured destruction fallout of the Cold War. So
it's good.
That is a character locked deep into a very specific time.
Please look forward to Phage, Lasher, and the rest of the symbiotes appearing soon in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Community Edition.
This is a good segue. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Dude, these fucking extra symbiotes look like shit, dude.
Oh,
wow.
I've been trying to tell you. There's some dark times that you move right past them, but they are doing it. They're fucking doing it, man. And it's the one thing I wanted when I first heard about the fact that you could mod Marvel. They Max put out the bounty to ask to get more slots, and that was brilliant because that's what you need to make the container that you can play this game in, and that was figured out. And I'm looking at that, and when I first saw like, oh, you can mod characters, you can do original things, and you can find a way to get them to load into the game with the rest of the cast here. Can we pull a Project M and get the best, most balanced together, group organized, modded characters and make a version of this game that is a full package? And fuck yeah, they're doing it, because when we did a modded Marvel stream a while ago, and I had to piece it together individually, grabbing. That's
a whole massive fucking pain in the ass. That's Ultron. That's too much. Don't do that.
It took a lot. It took a lot of work, but I did. Once I figured it out, I got Rashid in there and like Monster Hunter, as I mentioned, and they brought Monster Hunter and Thanos back from Infinite. Accurate Virgil, just some really cool things as well. Bison, Cyclops is super accurate as well. And now they're putting it all together in a community edition that features 50 new characters according to the trailer. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the trailer shows it's like 50 new ones and shows like Ultron and fucking Osir and shit. But then it only actually goes into detail about like 4 or 5, and like
at Evo, at Evo I got to get a sneak peek for the trailer that for the footage that some of what was shown. But Nero from fucking DMC5, like absolutely looking brilliant, and it's the number one character I wanted in Marvel. And he's doing it. He's switching off the arms. He's got the snatch. He's revving. He's fucking X-acting. Nero is shown off right now, and you can see a couple of combos with him. You can see Jean from God Hand, as we brought up a couple months ago as well. That project has continued, so he's got all the clips. He's talking shit.
If there's another Devil May Cry game, if there's another Marvel, like the ability to make a team of Nero, Virgil, Dante is so mandatory.
Team Devil May Cry, not Zero May Cry, not Trish May Cry, Devil May Cry. Done. Right?
Like it's mandatory.
It's there. Like you can get Ken, Ryu, and Akuma on the same team. You know what I mean? Like same energy here. It's so fucking cool.
They just need to stop caring about balance and just put as many characters as the junior designers can fit.
So that was the energy that Marvel 2 was made with. Like, literally,
one of the greatest games of all time, lasted for 45 years.
We put all these characters in other games, just Mugen them into one, and don't check twice to see if they work.
Yeah, that was a smart.
So 50 characters are going to be dropping here. They also showed off The Thing, as in Fantastic Four, Ben Grimm, and he seems to have some moves that apparently are referencing his Mugen version as well, so that's dope.
That is zany.
Right. There's, a bunch of stuff being teased. Iceman, of course, some classics from almost all the Infinite characters from Marvel Infinite coming backwards.
That's like free.
Right, including variations to like characters who got changed as well, so that they have their Infinite versions if you want to do that. Dan, of course, is in the fucking game. Iceman, Cyclops, we saw a little bit of as well. Classic Dante, and classic Virgil, I mentioned before. And where was it? I know that as when I was playing as well with some of the characters, Urian was one of the characters that you could play as. Hyper Urian is kind of nuts with the Aegis Reflector combos and shit. But yeah, those are what they're showing off. Those are what they're teasing, and then they're saying they got 50 more, as well as new stages. Apparently, we saw a little hint of Captain Commando.
50 more is so many more.
And that is what's awesome, is that this is a collaborative effort by a bunch of people that are getting together and coordinating. And I like the idea that, however they balance these characters, they can, make changes and then put out another collective version together.
I think there's something... So first of all, it's really cool that when you look at the trailer or the credits, it's like character and then the person who made that version of the character. I think that's super rad.
Yeah.
The second thing is, as I'm watching this trailer again and just being really impressed at the amount of work, and I'm watching Nero and I'm watching Thing, and I think that there's something really incredible that this community version is bringing back to Marvel that Marvel has been missing since Marvel 2, which is, look at all these characters. They're all smashed together. Oh my god, that's so many of them. They all look like they were made with wildly varying levels of visual quality. Many of them don't fit next to each other at all. And that's great. They're unique. They're unique looking.
Well, when you have lots of people collaborating together, you're gonna notice the difference between how they're handled, right? I will say that
Nero looks fucking great.
Incredible.
Nero looks like the closest to the in-game models.
So I really, really hope too that like there's a couple things with this. One, as long as they like you don't get lost in the sauce and just go, now we're putting Goku in it, right?
No, you should.
Like I
you
think
should put Goku.
So Soul Bad Guy is already kind of there, hidden inside of an install with She-Hulk. Red She-Hulk can become Soul Bad Guy, right? I'm like, let's have a bunch of wild ass Marvel and Capcom picks as we go down that list, because when you grab everyone you've ever wanted from Marvel and Capcom, you're probably gonna have another 20 remaining after you've gotten all the best ones out.
You know what? I have a solution. Have Gene have an alternate costume in which he's wearing Goku's clothes. Not his hair, but like Gene decided to cosplay as Goku.
Then, of course, the other thing I think we're going to run into is, here come all your favorites, a bunch of custom characters. 80% of them are going to be Capcom characters that needed to be there. There will be 4 amazing Capcom picks for every one Marvel pick, probably. I don't know, but like we'll have to see, But there's a lot of shoe-ins that we want. And I mean, think
even in the trailer that they put out, the first trailer, 3 of the 4 characters are Capcom characters.
Yeah. Like we've already hit MODOK, and we've already hit, we've got Shuma Gorath and all the all the wild ones. So it's not too long before you're gonna get all the obvious ones. You're gonna get your Luke Cage, you're gonna get your Daredevil, the picks that needed to be there up front, and then you're gonna get all the characters you're gonna get all the Guardians, you know what I mean? Like they're all the obvious ones, I'm sure, but you might hit a point where you're like, Bishop?
I don't care how many times we have to say it. I'm going to reiterate something that you said like 8 years ago. Capcom is the only company that could do a Smash Brothers with just their own characters. And I'm thinking about it. There are so many goddamn good characters from Capcom that could fit into a fight. Like,
it's insane.
Probably more than Smash.
It's insane. And it's like the Capcom Fighting All-Stars, the Capcom versus Capcom, the hypothetical. Like, it's not just how big of their roster is, it's how many of them are great. How many of them are awesome picks that would be a fantastic, like, fit. If you look at something like Captain Commando from where it came from to what he became, you're like, you just do that to every one of those old CPS 1, CPS 2 games. That's a fuck ton of characters there.
I think somebody in the chat just said, I could give you 50 characters for Capcom versus Capcom off the top of my head.
Right? I mean, honestly, all the strikers in Marvel 1 that were never fully playable you could
probably do a roster of 100 with just characters that have already been in Marvel versus Capcom games.
I mean, if you're not gonna just grab, like, here's the thing, right? Easy mode, every Street Fighter, Darkstalker, and
that's cheating!
Right? Easy mode.
Come on.
Every Street Fighter and Darkstalker is easy mode, right? Furthermore, like, also easy is grabbing every Warzard, right? Grabbing every, like, fighting game existing roster that's already there.
You 6 Resident Evil characters right now.
That's my point, right? That's not the most fun way to go. Yes, you can grab the fucking you can grab Pyron and throw him in there. But how much funner is it to come up with a playstyle for Edgeworth, right? And put that together.
Not Phoenix, right?
It's not Phoenix's playstyle. He's Edgeworth's style. How do you put a prosecution style, into play with a similar but different to Phoenix system going? I mean, that's the real fun. How do you get Ghost Trick in there? How do you come up with
Edgeworth would be about changing the opponent's moves. He would update the autopsy report, and that would change the other fighters' moves.
Man, you know, like, how do you get in, like, not just fucking I mean, obviously you can get Regina, but you got to get her in there with a bunch of dinosaurs jumping in from all angles of the screen.
Jill from MVC2
fighting off dinosaurs while she fights you. You know, there's so many great places they could go and have a ton of fun with it. So yeah, it's and
free. Then you could do all that and still not put a Breath of Fire character in.
They'd grab is it Ryu from 3? Or so I think.
I think his name's Ray. No,
Ray.
Yeah, no, it's Ryu. Yeah, it's Ryu. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a dragon. Do you get it?
Yeah, the Unknown Soldier and I mean, look, Teppen has even incorporated a bunch of random fucking Capcom classics here and there. You go down that list of Teppen cards and they're all waiting for you. A million Mega Man characters to pick from that are great. You know?
I feel like Mega Man more than anything else has to have like a really hard limit because there's like 4,000 Mega Man characters.
No, you got to get what matters. You got to get the good ones in there. You know, like the representatives of each of the eras. I think you're good to go. But yeah, that's it. Like the funnest picks are the ones that are not from fighting games being put into that system. You know. Anyway, Capcom.
I think it says a lot. This game is going to have 50 extra characters, and there will still be like hundreds that there will be people that, this list is terrible. It doesn't include fucking whoever, right? So like, fucking so and so from whatever the fuck.
Sure, someone will be asking for
right.
Yeah, someone will be asking for Uatu the Watcher to show up, and at the same time, yeah, you can get Maximo in there. Absolutely. Fuck yeah. Anyways, I look forward to the creative team working on this and figuring it out, and I look forward to all of the creators figuring out and of course developing a consensus on how the balance should work.
Yeah. Ooh, exciting.
They could even create a backroom Illuminati of sorts to determine how the rules should go, so that everybody can come together and vote on what characters should get buffed and nerfed collectively.
You know what they should do? Not do that.
Well,
they should just be like, upload your character as is, and no one will check it.
Are you aware of the Melee backroom?
I'm not aware.
Back in the days, Smash Brothers, when they came up with the tournament rule set, they had the backroom of like the Illuminati members of the Smash community that all would get together of like the best players and TOs and whatever, and the Sele Dominoes would decide what stages were legal, what stages were banned, what characters, and so on and so forth. And Project M, I believe, came out of a number of members as well, having a similar kind of like consensus group for balancing and such. And it led to apparently just the most insane flame wars, because people can yell at Capcom or SNK or Harada when they want their character to get balanced or not nerfed. But when the guy who's nerfing your character is right there in the forum and I can look at you and go, fucking don't do it, it gets way more toxic.
I think I am done describing a bunch of guys that look like me sweating in a hotel room arguing about video game balance as the Illuminati. I think that is fucking the most absurd shit that I have just heard over and over and over and over. It's so fucking ostentatious and pretentious and ridiculous. Hand me the Doritos, fellow Illuminati member. I think that Steve should be banned from Minecraft. Who says I? Like, come on. It's fucking ridiculous.
Now, to be fair, the people behind those Sele Dominoes were probably pretty gross and Cheetos dust infused as well.
Oh, those guys? They were all in, like, hospice care in, like, fucking tube heaven or whatever, But
yeah, now on the one hand, absolutely, but then the results of those decisions are like gonna ring out so that somebody's crack at a fucking multi-$1,000 pot in a bracket might get affected because they said poo-poo to the stage counter pick that's now a yellow stage instead of a red one.
Seeing fucking the Cannon brothers sitting on a fucking throne with their wine glasses. Yes, we make all the decisions.
I mean,
like, come on.
When I was TOing for Montreal and stuff, there was a like meeting of TOs together at Evo to discuss like the local events that tied in Evo points and stuff together. But I mean, it wasn't going to be deciding the balance changes, you know, because the collective front needs to be ready for like, we have nerfed X and then the waves of and then you have to, you know, and then they might see you in the streets or at the next bracket and they might run up on you. And then what? You know? Damn. You nerfed Ness into the dirt. Time to get your fucking kneecaps busted, bro. See you with the locals.
You see that ring on his pinky? That means he killed someone in order to make balance changes in M+.
See you at the locals, baby. Shit. Yep. So, you know, how quickly we're excited for Edgeworth, only to find out that Edgeworth has been nerfed into the dirt, right? Or Nero is now garbage tier. And now what? What am I supposed to do? Accept that? Fuck you. I see your Twitter. Time to fucking brigade and kick up a stink.
You know what somebody should do, right?
Start gang stalking.
Somebody should go in and fucking just be like, I recorded the entire argument over my character's nerf. Here are the bad actors who wanted this character to be bad. They said that it was too strong, but their character is actually even stronger. And just get all filthy smear shit. Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, dude, I have firsthand accounts of...
I can tell by the tone in your voice what you're about to say is awful.
No, it's just an insight into the mentality. I have firsthand accounts of, like, devs who work on... fighting game devs who, like... would go to Evo and stuff, and sometimes you are like, you know, off doing their own thing and chilling, and sometimes they'd hang out with certain communities and be like, oh yeah, let's go to this room and get some games and mess around and whatnot. And whenever there was a chance for like a dev to like intermingle and face off against a top player or so, and if the top player beats the dev, sometimes that might result in them being like, if you're making the game and I can beat you, that means I know better than you, and that means that here's why your decision making is shit, and the fact that you can't even beat me means I'm the one that understands the game better, and I'm the one that should be listened to. And
you know what's fun about that is that is wrong, but it's also intuitive. It's not actually correct, but it does make sense.
They're coming from
if you know everything and you're in decision, then shouldn't you just be such an expert that you can just win every time?
Right. In theory, Sakurai should win every tournament of Smash Brothers, no matter what, at all times. You know, yeah. Can Yoshi P crush everything? Better than every world record, better than anyone else.
Yeah, actually, he's actually like incredible.
But not just incredible. He's
best. Like 98th percentile. Like he's absolutely fantastic.
Because anyone
And
who is
part
better.
of the reason for that might be because Black Mage never gets nerfed ever.
I see. I see.
Black Mage is always the class that every time it comes around, it's like, hey, wow, I'm really happy with all of these changes. Somebody who plays Black Mage really had. Oh, right, it's the director.